G'day guys, welcome back. Oh, I have to turn my light on. I forgot to turn my light on. There we go. It's pretty bright in here anyway, but let's put it on. Okay, we are going to go again today with Elmer's school glue. The last pour I did, I just made up a big batch of this. I put it in here and gave it a really good shake. And it was so frothy, but I went ahead and I used it anyway. So this is the dry result. It may still be a little bit tacky in the middle, so I'm not going to run my finger over it, but that's it there. And you can see all the millions and millions of little dots on the outside there, like in the blank space, all those little dots, and that's because it was so frothy. So this is the same mix. It's been sitting for 3 or 4 days now. I've been working, so I haven't been pouring. So yeah, it's been sitting for 3 or 4 days, and I've made up new paints with it, and they look good. There's still a couple of bubbles, but no more so than when I mix up any other pouring medium and use it straight away. But before we get started, I'll show you the dried results of this gorgeous pour here. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to take you up so that, well, it's up to you so you can see the shimmer. Hopefully you can see the shimmer. We're going to focus. It's dried really pretty. One of my favourites, I think. Look at that copper. Can't get the copper to shine for you. I don't know why. It's not really picking up the shimmer. Sometimes it's hard with metallics to pick it up, but anyway, that's it there. All dried and gorgeous. I'm really happy with that one. I'm going to do another one of those soon, but instead of doing a white puddle, I'm going to go with a gold puddle. Do you know how I used to do when I did my pearl pours? So similar to that, but with the pearl pours I always did a ring pour, but I'm going to do like a jiggle pour with the pearl pour mix and see how we go with that. But anyway, enough talking, let's get straight into this. I've got to mark my corners so that when I've finished tilting I know where to put the canvas back. As I said, I've got the Elmer's school glue. This is for those people that can't get Elmer's glue all, or maybe it's too expensive where you live, so just see how the school glue goes. You can use whichever you like. So 1 part of this pouring medium, which is 60% Elmer's school glue and 40% water. So 1 part of that to 1 part of the Mont Marte Studio Acrylic. Okie doke, so that's that one. Alright, this is just a 25 by 30 centimetre canvas. I'm going to put some treadmill spot on silicone in there. I've got 45 grams of pouring medium and 45 grams of paint. So that's 90, which is 3 ounces. So let's do 3 drops. 1 drop per ounce of mixed paint. 1 drop per 30 grams of mixed paint if you're going that way. I won't put any in the white. The white's an opaque, so I'm happy just to leave the oil out of the white. Give it a really good stir. So I've got a few videos coming up that you might be interested in. Not that you're not interested in these ones, but something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a video on how to calculate how much paint you need. I did one quite a while back, but it's probably so far down in my playlist that no one sees it anymore. So I'm going to do another one of those, and I'm going to do like a drawing of each canvas size and how much paint you need, so that you can take a little snapshot of it and print it out so that you can keep it with you, so you know what size canvas you're using and how much paint you're going to need. And that'll only work for flip cups or ring pours. It doesn't work for swipes because you don't need much paint for swipes. Probably use about half of that. Alright, so let's do our layers. I'm going to try for 3 layers today. And I've done done quite a bit in the greens and the blues. So let's try with the pinks and the purples this time, hey? And try out the school glue with the pinks and purples and see how that goes. So I've basically gone dark light, as I always do. And when I'm choosing my colours, I tend to do a light and a dark of one shade. Okay, it's a dark purple and like a plum. And then I do dark and light of another shade, another colour. So magenta and pink. And then a white. So that's how I do my colours. Choose them. A light and a dark of one colour, a light and a dark of another colour, and then the white. That seems to work for me. And I layer them dark light, dark light. There's no point putting these two dark colours next to each other. You know, the cells aren't going to show up. You need to have a dark colour next to a light colour so that your, you know, maybe your cell will be dark and then the ring around it will be light, or vice versa. So don't put two dark colours next to each other. It just won't show up. Okay, so this is the second layer. So it looks as if I'll be able to do my 3 layers, because I've only got 2 cups today, which means they'll be a bit fuller. So I can get away with 3 layers, eh? Okay, that's 2 layers down. Here's the third one. So I've got this plum that I've made up myself. I actually had to buy the magenta from overseas because we don't get it here in Australia. Come on, Mont Marte, support your Aussies, please. Bring us some paints, some more colours. I think it's a bit rough that an Australian company based in Australia, in Queensland, doesn't give us Aussies the full range of colours, but they do overseas and we have to buy it from overseas. I don't think that's very fair at all. It cost me a fortune to bring in that paint from overseas. They did say that they were going to bring in another, I can't remember now, 6 or 8 colours in the beginning of the year, next year. So I'm hoping that they do follow up with what they've said and bring them in. Because we can't get the purple here either. So I've said to them, can we get purple and magenta? Would really like silver and gold as well. What else? I can't remember the other colours I asked them for. But yeah, I do make up a lot of colours myself. I mix the colours that they have and then I change them into other colours. So I've got quite a few different colours now. Finish off the purple. So this looks much better. It's not frothy like that first one was when I did that a few days ago. I didn't realise that mixing up school glue would just be so frothy, because I quite often mix up a new batch of pouring medium to use straight away when I use the Elmers glue all. But it's never so frothy. So it must just be because it's a different sort of glue. So if you are going to use the school glue for your pouring medium, make sure you make it up a few days in advance and just keep it in your big bottle. And then when you go to use it again, don't give it a good shake, just sort of give it a turn like this just to mix it. Don't shake it again. Otherwise you're just going to get more bubbles in it, aren't you? Alright, let's flip these over. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, I think I got distracted. Little pea brain of mine, I keep getting distracted. 25 by 30 centimetre canvas, 450 grams of paint. So 45 grams of pouring medium, 45 grams of paint is 90 grams. 5 colours, 9 5s are 45, 450 grams of paint. And as I said, I will be doing that video on how to calculate how much paint you need. And if you don't want to calculate it, I'll just give you the actual diagrams with the amount in it. So be watching for that. That'll be coming up soon. Okay, let's do this. little bit of extra left over, so I'll pop it on the corners. Oh, I forgot to get my corner catcher. Hang on one sec. Same one I've been using for a while now. It's just a piece of cardboard that I cut up, and then when I'm finished using it, I give it a wipe. Wow, I've got some lacing happening with the white. All right, so I'm going to tilt to cover that half there, and then I'll torch. Bring the paint away from the sides again before you take the catcher off. Otherwise, if your paint's all there in the corner, when you take that off, it'll just all spill over. So tip it back again before you take it off. Try not to lose this purple. Right, so I don't need that again. I only use the corner catcher for two sides, and then I turn it, and then I'm happy to actually tilt over the other corners because I do want to stretch the cells, so I do need to tilt a little bit. Get that out of the way. Right, where's my torch? Okay, let's torch. Oh, and the other video that's coming up soon is going to be on the Great Caterpillar debate. I'm going to do two pours side by side. One I'm going to torch from up high, one I'm going to torch down low, and see if extra heat makes caterpillars. So what do you think? Two pretty good videos coming up, hey? Now these here that have come up on their own in the white, those aren't really cells, they're just effects of paint. It looks as if it's from the plum. Sometimes I get that with certain colours. They're not actually cells, so they don't have multicolours and rings around them. They're kind of like more of a four-leaf clover look, and I do get that sometimes. I'm not sure why, but it does happen sometimes. Okay, let's get to tilting. It's very busy over here. I got a bit close, so I'll tip some of that off, but let's get to these corners up here first. I'll get rid of some of that white. Back and forth as you go down towards the edge. Get rid of that. Get rid of that corner. Okay, now I'll turn it around. I did get a bit close over here with my torching. Now I don't want to lose that corner there because that's the only kind of dark area I've got on that side. So I do want to lose a little bit of these cells down here though, but not that corner, so tilted that other way. Okay, and there we go. I think that's really pretty. What do you think? Pretty good cells. Like, if I didn't know that that was school glue, I don't know that I could actually tell the difference. Where's my tool? Here. Yeah, I don't know that I could actually tell the difference. Can you guys tell a difference? Does it look like school glue? Does it look like glue all? The cells to me look like glue all. I really don't see a difference. Only in those, these little pinky cells here. Well, they're not actually cells, as I said earlier, but I don't think that's because it's of the glue. I think it's more because of the, I think it's just because of the magenta. Yeah. When I use, I got that the other day actually when I was doing a pour. I was using, oh, what was it? It was one of the green ones. what was it called? It was, let me have a look. No, I can't find it. Anyway, I did it with one of the greens. Oh, green oxide, that's it. I couldn't think of the word. Oh my gosh. Shoe fly. Yeah, green oxide did it. Got these. When I take you down for a close-up, I'll show you. They're like little four-leaf clovers. I know it's a bit busy down that end, but I really can't change it. I'll just leave it like that. Okay, I'll take you down for a close-up and show you these little flowery bits here. Get my gloves off. Okay. I'll zoom you in first so you can have a little look at the whole thing. Whoops. I'm trying to zoom, not change colour, you silly camera. Not that easy to zoom sometimes, is it, when you've got powder from the gloves on? So what do you think? It's really pretty, isn't it? The new batch of Mont Marte White seems to be thicker than the old batch of Mont Marte White. So I used to add an extra 10 grams of white paint, but looking at this now, with the white being so dominant, I think I'm going to go back to just using one-to-one with the white. I don't think it needs to be thickened up. Okay, so this here, these are those flowery cells I was talking about. Well, they're not actually cells. See how they haven't got rings around them and they're kind of a little bit wobbly on the outside? So they came up automatically. The cells then came up. These proper cells came up when I torched. See how they're multicoloured and they got rings? That's the difference. These are just effects from the different paint, and these are actually cells from the silicone oil. So that's the difference. Probably rushed it a little bit, over torched in a couple of areas. It's really hard to do, you know. You try not to. I always try not to over torch. I don't do it on purpose, but it's tricky because it just takes a split second of getting a bit close, and you know, you get a colony come up. So I don't do it on purpose. I try not to. It's just really tricky because you think, oh, I'm not close enough, nothing's happening. So you know, you move down a tiny little bit and then you're too close. But yeah, really good results, I think, from the old Elmers school glue. What do you think? Do you agree? Pretty happy with that. So for those people that can't get glue all, or maybe it's really expensive where you get the glue all, you can have a go at the school glue, and I think it gives amazing results. Just use the same ratios. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.